transition that we've had to a hybrid work environment has, given rise to this whole new world of work, a whole new work world. And as a result, organizations need innovative technology solutions to help drive flexibility, security, productivity, and scalability to help their employees be successful. As a result, this transition has created opportunities for our partners to help navigate the business realignment in this new working environment, and has given rise to numerous opportunities to Citrix partners and our customers everywhere. These opportunities will, of course, continue to grow as the hybrid work environment evolves, and we and our partners meet their evolving needs with our innovative applications of Citrix's services and solutions. So to delve further into this, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next speaker. He comes with 23 plus years of experience in the Indian IT industry, having worked with companies like Adobe and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise prior to joining Citrix in 2018. He is very passionate about technology and its impact on business outcomes, and has been fortunate enough to see the transformation in the back end as well as the front end of organizations. He leverages his understanding of business and technology landscapes and industry needs to help customers and to drive the business. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Dixit Roy Mahidhara, Senior Director and Head, India Business.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Mussoorie again. And before I start my session, maybe I just wanted to ask a question, right? Which is, after these two power-packed presentations from Ravi and Aplak, is there anyone in the room who still has any doubt about why Citrix can be the biggest strategic partner for you, if not the number one or probably number two? Is there anyone, any raise of hands? Ajay, I have already taken your hand. I've taken your hand up. Come on, it's okay. I think we're all business partners, so I would love to see those hands very openly, no issues. Because my session, I'm going to focus on addressing some of those questions which you will have. And at the end of the session, and these 2 days of interactions with all of us, between all of us, I expect each one of you to go back with the same passion and enthusiasm towards our business as we all have, right? So hence I would say, nobody has any doubt that you all consider that now Citrix is the biggest strategic partner? Fantastic. So Preetham, work is over. So I don't think my presentation is needed. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about partnering for success, right? That's the subject, and primarily a lot of us have interacted over the last few months, right? And I can guarantee you that there is going to be a lot of repetition in my slides, and it's intended. Primarily because I want to make some point, and I want all of you to take that point back, those points back, when you go back to your offices and really believe and have conviction about those. So any doubts any one of you will have, let's thrash it out over drinks, dinner, breakfast, whatever it is, and at the end of 2 days, we all are one team. So that's the objective of my session. So my first question, this question I have always as a partner for all of you, right? So why? So why this partnership is important for you? Why this partnership can be really a great strategic bet for you over the next few years, right? If not longer term or whatever you might say. So this is the first question I would have, and I definitely want to be really as convincing as possible on this, because once we are convinced on why this partnership is important, then I'm sure all of you will give your heart and soul, because you're all owners of your businesses. You run your businesses as, they're your own, so you will do the justice which is needed, right? So after this why, then maybe I'll take some more time in addressing the next two questions, which are about what and how, right? What do we do and how do we do it, right? So in summary, this session is all about that, right? So why, right? This is a question which I'm sure a lot of us have discussed whenever we have talked and met and all that, right? So I will give you 4 crisp reasons, right? And while Ravi and Aplak has already given those many of those reasons, but I want to drill down again and again. And please, at the end of the session, let's have questions, discussion around it, but be convinced on it. or challenges? That's the point, right? So I'll give you 4 reasons of why, and then we'll move to what and how, okay? First, we all talked about your question, Ajay. I would say that Citrix, if you ask me personally, I would say Citrix is not a VDI company nor a ADC company. We are not into selling any of those point products. We solve some business challenges, right? And there is a new category, right, which has really emerged, not just probably in the last 2 years, but it has been there we as a pioneer have developed it, but it's called secure hybrid work. It's a category which is actually evolving. Is this said by Citrix or ThinkTL or anybody else? It's told by market. These are some of these, I'm sure these are like, in fact, I can fill 3 slides with this kind of news articles and reports which are talking about why secure hybrid work is the category to really watch for, right? So Citrix, when you are looking at, please don't look at us as a VDI company or a DAS company or a ADC company, anything like that. It's a company which is trying to solve this particular business challenge which every one of our customers is really encountering today, which is how do I navigate the challenge of secure hybrid work. So these news articles are all like, I don't need to read them, you must have read them in the newspaper, right? Future of work, we use, so everybody uses, it's all talked about, I think it's in Economic Times, right? So yesterday's article, right, about Bangalore floods, and again, it's not just about COVID or pandemic, it's all about, is secure hybrid work as a category relevant today or not, and how relevant it is for our customers. And the answer, according to me, is super duper relevant, right? So market is really craving for it. So this is the first and foremost reason you should be really, bothered about. So the world of secure hybrid work is here and now. It's not yesterday, not tomorrow, anything like that. We have seen this, right? Then there are many, many business challenges which secure hybrid work is actually throwing to our enterprise customers. I'm sure all of you have read. You can read through, or I can, take you through some of these challenges. There are many business challenges, right? So people don't want to go to office. People want to quit if the boss calls them to office, every day, something like that. That's one of the biggest challenge. High attrition, we talk about, beautiful availability of broadband, high mobile phone penetration, digital disruption. That means every industry is actually getting disrupted, and they need to really look at how do they do innovation and how do they balance, operations, right? That's a big challenge. Lastly, app modernization. Applications today are still pretty old. There are hundreds of applications. SaaS applications are new ones which are coming up, but you ask any enterprise, right? I talk to customers, I ask them, they still have tens, 20s, hundreds of legacy applications. So modernization is not an overnight task. So it's a big challenge. So how do these challenges get addressed in the world which is demanding secure hybrid work, right? That's a big problem. I think it's like CIO cannot sleep because of this problem. So it actually boils down into many use cases, right? There are many, many use cases which Citrix can actually tackle, right? Talking about, maybe, Tejo or somebody can talk much better, but I can talk about practically, right? Practically, you look at rapid scaling up of, work from anywhere. That's like we all have seen. BYOD, gig workers, moonlight, Ravi mentioned about moonlighting, contractors. It's like huge amount of, today in India, 1.2 million moonlight employees are there, sitting duck for secure hybrid work, right? Multi-cloud adoption. My biggest, cybersecurity. That's my favorite, right? So cybersecurity is a big, use case which Citrix can actually address. Is cybersecurity a horizontal use case or a vertical use case or a diagonal use case? We can discuss about it. But it's all about Citrix platform, can it address some of these challenges? So I think let's all be super confident that we should take this message that market is really demanding secure hybrid work today. And Citrix, how Citrix is positioned over there, we'll talk about it, right? So this is the first reason you should stand up and get notice. Forget Citrix for a moment. Look, but take notice of secure hybrid work. That's reason number 1, okay? Second, CIO is really looking for our help. We talk to few CIOs. We don't have a very huge team at Citrix, right? We talk about few CIOs. with the team what we have, we hope that all of you talk to CIOs and address those challenges. But I can tell you that they're really looking at our help. This guy wearing a suit on that hill, it's like a simile, but the thing is, he's staring about complexity, right? The kind of complexity this kind of new world is actually bringing in is a big challenge for the CIO. How he's actually in his night probably will have nightmares, I'm sure about it, which is about how does he really balance this? He's actually staring that complex IT landscape, what we seen in the previous slides, but he need to really balance the demands of market and organization, which is about secure hybrid work and threats of cybersecurity. These two things need to be really balanced extremely well. Otherwise, it's a big risk. Cybersecurity gets ignored, risk is a challenge. If hybrid work is ignored, it's a business risk today. Employee experience is a mission critical business challenge today CIO is really encountering, right? We all need to acknowledge this fact, right? So this is a huge challenge. So in this scenario, like Ajay, you probably say, right? Oh, there are 3,000 companies, I have a lot of choice. I'm going to specifically address all your questions. In my presentation, I'll address so that you will not ask them again. So the point is, CIOs today talk about a lot of choice, right? They have so many companies. Boss, what do I do? I mean, but the question is a lot of choice too is good or not, right? Today, I just made this slide probably, sitting for an hour, but like Ajay said, there are 3,000 companies. Is it good or bad? If I'm a CIO, I'll say, boss, I have only 24 hours in a day, and I can only work for maybe 10 hours. Is it really humanly possible for me to really evaluate this kind of complexity and really look at what is the best option for me, right? That, like, for example, my study or our understanding talks about every enterprise is typically deploying around 52 odd security solutions, right? That's one of the data points. Hundreds of apps, 5 public clouds today, and we're talking about 4 major device OSs, many kinds of devices. So is this complex, or is it like choice is good? What do you say, Ajay? Imagine the complexity of permutation and combination, right? I'm a user, I talk about one device with one OS, accessing some application on one public cloud, getting protected by the whatever so-called new age solutions what you're talking about. Is it good or bad? The CIO is really breaking his head, let me tell you. So this is a reality. We all need to really understand and address this. So CIO is asking only one thing. I want to address and really make a difference to my business and not have risk, but also my life should be simple. If I'm a CIO, I want it to be simple. We all are CXOs, right? So we all want our life to be simple so that it's like rejuvenation for us also, right, as humans, right? So is a platform approach is better or on-ground stitching approach is better? 3,000 companies, get the best of breed, stitch them, and make the solution, deliver experience, balance risk. On-ground stitch approach, is it good? Or a platform approach where, okay, I have something, okay, some whatever business challenges I will get, innovation what I need to do, I will integrate into that platform. Which is better, right? Like if you ask me, I'll say this, right? In a platform, there are typically few advantages. First advantage is I can address multiple use cases with single platform. That's the primary advantage of any platform, right? And number 2 is one can reduce the number of point solutions which are getting deployed in any platform. I think that's point number 2, right? And zero trust. It's like one of the ridiculous words I have heard personally, right? Zero trust, in spite of talking about 3,000 solutions, is a misnomer, right? So is there any way I can increase the trust in security with tried and tested approach? This is the third thing I would definitely look at. And lastly, rapid scale. Aplak and Ravi, everybody talked about how do a rapid scalability is possible for any solution what I'm deploying today. And obviously the cost. So all these things I need as a CIO. Is it possible? That's the question CIO is asking. It's not that is there a platform for secure hybrid work? This is the question which I would say that we all really need to think through. I would encourage, request, cajole, everything to think through this point, right? Because once we are convinced, probably we can go and talk to our customers. So the CIO is today asking, hey, is there any platform for secure hybrid work? He's not asking, is there any VDI solution or a DAS solution? According to me, I work on field, so I talk to customers, so I see this is the change which is on the field, okay? So let me give you the solution also. I'm talking about reason number 2, mind me, okay? There are other reasons also which I'll cover. So there is a scale of secure hybrid work. We have seen that there is a VPN solution to start with. Last few days back, I met a customer. He's still talking about remote work means VPN enablement to thousands of his users. I was shocked actually. They still think about that, right? So, but we all know that I don't need to read through. There are so many challenges of a VPN solution, security risk, and there is a regulatory push through that VPN should not be used big time. So there are so many challenges in VPN. Then everyone's favorite buzzword today, ZTNA and private access. Okay, it is solving some challenges of a VPN for sure, but it still has some more challenges. Like, for example, device dependency, performance of monolithic apps. I talked about legacy. There are many, many apps in organization. So can CIO afford to have ZTNA for some apps, some other solution for legacy apps, things like that, and all that stuff, right? And user side, how do you tackle a BYOD kind of a scenario? How does that secure? So ZTNA today, while it might look, so to say, beautiful or whichever other word, but is it really meeting the need? One needs to ask that question oneself, right? By the way, Citrix, as Ravi already said, has been talking about it for the last 30 years. It's like an old technology according to us. But the so-called tried and tested legacy beautiful VDI, in terms of scale, I can still call this as a gold standard when it comes to secure hybrid work, okay? Except for these 2 challenges, which are about initial investment and being considered as a legacy solution, right? So you will have doubts, I'm sure. You should have doubts about this statement, but I can vouch for this from my engagements with a lot of customers, a lot of CIOs, and they still know that when it comes to a scale and range of secure hybrid work, nothing can beat VDI, because there is nothing on the user side, right? It's like, it's zero trust, it's 100% trust actually, because there's nothing on the user. But they'll say, boss, like initial investment is a challenge, or is it legacy, or can I scale up rapidly? These are some of the questions he will have. So what I say, or rather, I'm not still talking as Citrix, right? I'll talk about Citrix, right? New scale of secure hybrid work. That gold standard which CIOs used to think on VDI, there is a new scale which is available today, right? The VPN, ZTNA we all talk about. This is what we all talked about as DAS, right? That is don't think that it is old wine in new bottle. There are many advantages which include, it can scale up very rapidly, cost is good, there are many, many advantages of zero data footprint, user experience is a big advantage in DAS, it is considered as OPEX, and combine that with our secure app delivery from the data center side, secure app delivery with so many use cases, this can actually make those 2 challenges what I talked about in VDI get away easily. So DAS plus secure app delivery can today be considered as the new gold standard according to me, right? So here comes the question, right? Is there any platform actually? The answer is yes. Today, when we talk about Citrix secure hybrid work platform, it is our workspace platform. Looking at workspace platform can actually deliver both the DAS use cases as well as the ZTNA and private access use cases, right? Think about it like this. If any customer is asking you about, is there any secure hybrid work platform, you can talk about, yes, absolutely, workspace, right? Citrix workspace. And on top of it, add the analytics and user performance and security. Just imagine the kind of sleep CIO can get today saying that, okay, there is a platform which will take care of my secure hybrid work challenges. At the same time, I have complete control of all kinds of users, whether it is private access users or whether it is DAS users, across the organization. Otherwise, that choice which he had to probably bother about managing multiple, dashboards, one for Scalar, one for Citrix, one for some other cops or somebody like that, those kind of guys, right? So everybody will have those sort of different kinds of dashboards. So, but imagine a scenario, a platform for secure hybrid work where a CIO can peacefully sleep because he has complete control and he can actually talk about delivering a platform for across the users. So, friends, I'm talking about this is the new gold standard. So, this is where I would say that, the reason number 2, by the way, I covered only reason number 2. Let me talk to the reason number 3 now. I think I have been given only less time, but Kush, I might have to stretch a little bit more because I want to cover all these points. Reason number 3, right? So, you all like this iceberg, right? So, for you as partners today, why do you really bother about Citrix being number 1 partner for you? I very consciously say that statement. I'm not bullshitting when I say that, can Citrix be your top partner when you have so-called Dells, or think about it that way, right? This is the picture which you should take back through you. Absolutely. Citrix seats, while the Citrix revenues, while it can be the iceberg what you see, the pull through, the bottom of the iceberg is 10x. So I call myself, if I'm a $25 million company in India, for example, it's a $250 million company for you, for all of you. So I can very, very confidently come and say that I should be your strategic partner number 1. So any questions, doubts, we'll discuss about it, but keep this point with you. So this is reason number 3. According to me, your revenue per account, any account, you talk about 2 accounts, 20 accounts, 100 accounts, revenue per account can balloon the moment you focus on the platform of secure hybrid work, right? And we are talking about now the reason number 4. Citrix, now I come to Citrix, okay? We own the space. Secure hybrid work platform, I don't think any other company which I talked about can go and confidently talk about saying that they own the space of secure hybrid work, platform for secure hybrid work. I'm super confident about it, right? Why don't you be as confident as I am here? We own the space of secure hybrid work. And by the way, VDI is not a VDI as any other VDI, right? VDI is today not a commodity yet. I would say that I'll talk about it in a little bit. So when some X or Y vendor comes and says that I offer VDI, Citrix VDI, get into a commercial discussion, I refuse to get into it because of one specific reason, which is about what is the employee experience we are talking about, right? So I'll come to that. Third point is about reference customers. So today Citrix, I can only talk about India, Ravi can talk about APJ, and worldwide I just focus on my limited market, and I can tell you very, very confidently that we have reference customers of every size, scale, vertical in India. So I can very, very confidently tell you that we own the space. So these are the 4 very, very clear reasons for you to ask that question of why and convince yourself. Is there anybody who is still not convinced? One hand I want to see. Ajay, you want to raise? Come on. It's okay. No, that's absolutely okay. So this slide, again, some of you must have seen, but consciously I want to put this slide again, right? A small quiz to end this topic. What are these pictures? Some of you who have not seen it should answer. Not you. Ajay, you have seen this? You have seen it. Okay. Sheshav, you not seen it? Please, then take a shot. fantastic. You got it. These are products which have become category as brands, right? Today we talk about Xerox, Post-it, Google. So what am I telling you here? I'm telling that when it comes to secure hybrid work, my friends, it's Citrix, which is a synonym for this platform. You guys challenge me, I will leave all the questions to Tejo and rest of the guys, they will answer you why it is so. But I'm very confident that when I go and talk to customers, secure hybrid work, there is nobody else apart from Citrix who can say that, hey, this is the platform, right? So we own the space, whatever I talked about, it's absolutely, bang on according to me.